In a bustling market in Baghdad, there lived a wealthy merchant named Hamid. Known for his opulent lifestyle, Hamid owned several shops, mansions, and caravans that traded spices and silk across distant lands. However, his heart lacked generosity, and he saw little value in helping the poor. One day, as Hamid strolled through the market, he noticed a poor baker selling dry and broken loaves of bread. The baker, a frail old man named Omar, called out to passers-by, pleading for someone to buy his bread so he could feed his family. But no one paid him any attention. Hamid stopped near the baker and smirked. "Who would buy such broken bread from you, old man?" he mocked. Omar, though saddened by the remark, replied humbly, "Sir, this bread may be broken, but it can still fill a hungry stomach. And Allah's blessings often come from acts of kindness, no matter how small." Amused by the old man's words, Hamid decided to buy a loaf, not out of kindness, but to humor himself. He handed Omar a few coins, took the broken loaf, and tossed it to a stray dog on the street. "What blessings will this bring me now?" Hamid laughed as he walked away. That night, Hamid had a strange dream. He was standing before an enormous scale where his deeds were being weighed. On one side were his sins, heavy and overflowing, and on the other side were his good deeds, a pitifully small pile. The scales tipped overwhelmingly toward his sins. Just as Hamid began to despair, a radiant angel placed the broken loaf of bread onto the side of good deeds. To Hamid's astonishment, the scale began to balance, and the angel said, "This small act of feeding a hungry creature was done with a pure heart, even if unknowingly. It carries great weight in the eyes of Allah." Hamid woke up in a cold sweat, realizing the dream was a divine warning. He reflected deeply on his life and decided to change. The next day, Hamid returned to the market. He found Omar the baker and not only bought all his bread but also gave him a generous amount of money to improve his bakery. Omar, moved to tears, raised his hands in dua, asking Allah to bless Hamid's newfound kindness. From that day forward, Hamid became a benefactor for the poor. He built shelters for the homeless, provided food for the hungry, and used his wealth to support those in need. His heart, once hardened by greed, softened with the joy of giving,